It's the Jaden Show, and here's your host, Jaden Cornelious. Welcome to today's The Jaden Show. I don't know why it's so complicated for me. Anyway, welcome to my show. I am so super excited about today's show because I've got one of my idols on today's show. I have some amazing people on the show, but this guy I was a big fan of and I wanted to be him when I grew up. He is the one and only Mr. Chesney Hawkes. He shot to fame in the early 90s with the movie Buddy Song and with copious amounts of fantastic music since then. Let's go and watch him in action. See, what did I tell you? How amazing is he? Okay, I'm going to go off to sunny LA now to chat to this young man. Welcome this week's special guest, Mr. Chesney Hawkes. Chesney Hawkes, the one and only. Welcome to the Jaden Show in Mexico. How are you doing, senor?
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Welcome to the jungle. How are you doing? In sunny LA, right? Is it sunny LA at the moment?
It is absolutely gorgeous. Although the last couple of days have been quite cold, but today is what I ordered, which is
Really?
80-degree, perfect sunny weather, and like a little light breeze. It's perfect. This is
Nice, man.
why we came here.
So why are you sitting in the studio talking to me? You should be out having a coffee in some nice street cafe or something.
I would say man's got to earn a living, but
I think it's. Do you have humidity there? Is it a humid place?
no, it's not. LA is a desert, so it's very dry, very dry, and it's it's not quite like get down in Florida where it's like all swampy and humid. No, it's
kind of
very,
really.
very dry. Yeah,
A little bit different to London then this time of year. After speaking to my mother, and it was a bit chilly this morning.
Oh, I heard it was lovely today. I was
sunny
with friends, and it was really, really lovely. Yeah, I guess so. Well, it doesn't take much for the English people to come out in the sunshine, does it?
I remember 18 degrees, mate. 18 degrees, handkerchief on my head, down to Brighton. Now, 18 degrees, I'm finding my hoodie. I've got an extra pair of socks on. It's like, oh my God, it's freezing. So, Mr. H, you shot to fame back in the 90s because you was in Buddy Song, right? The movie. But so, did you set out to be an actor and became a singer, or have you always been both, or what have you?
No, I was not, and I hadn't acted at all when I got that part. I was always a musician. I grew up in music. My dad was a musician, and so he was in the Tremolos, the band the Tremolos.
Yes,
so they were a massive band in the '60s. So all my dad's mates were like '60s superstars, and
Wow, super cool.
there were guitars like propped up in every corner, and it was very kind of entertainment family. My mum was a game show hostess and actress, and so I grew up in music, and that was all I ever wanted to do. I was writing songs at 9, and that was it. So the only reason that I went for that part in Buddy Song is because there was a potential. It was a music-based film. The kid Buddy was a singer-songwriter, so I just thought maybe there's a record deal at the end of it, so I was the right age. I could have been Roger Daltrey's son. I played guitar, piano, and I was a singer, and I just thought, well, let's just go for it. So it was just stars aligned, really, and I was lucky to get that part, and there was a record deal at the end of it. So.
And shot to the top of the UK charts as well, and in lots of other countries in the world, right?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy actually when that came out, because we were promoting the film, and then the music was kind of like supposed to be. Supporting the film, kind of promotion for the film, really. But then it kind of went the other way around. It went from like, I was promoting the film, and it was like Roger Daltrey in Buddy Song, introducing Chesney Hawkes at the bottom.
Okay.
And then, when the one and only took off, and suddenly I was, very famous, and I was on every front cover of magazines, and, I was everywhere. They changed the whole packaging for
Chesney Hawkes.
It was like the one and only Chesney Hawkes in Buddy Song with Roger Daltrey in the little box.
Did you stay friends with Roger after this?
Yeah, Roger was all right about it. We're still mates. He's a very busy man, so I don't really see him as much as I'd like to. But we talk birthdays and stuff, and if he's ever here in LA touring, which he does sometimes, I'll pop in and give him a cuddle.
Did you ever think back in 1991, when this was all taking place, that 2022 you're going to be number one in the Heritage charts doing your, which is it's called Hindsight, right? The new track.
Yeah, that was.
Did you kind of think that all those years later, obviously you're still in your 30s, but did you kind of think that all those years later that you're still going to be topping charts, man? That's incredible.
I know. No. I mean, maybe when I was young. You have that kind of invincible thing, don't you? And you think, you're going to go on forever. And, I remember thinking at the time, that's what happens when you put records out. You put it out, goes to number one. Right, let's do that again. But
I never had that experience, to be fair.
Right.
My mum's kitchen, maybe I was number one, but
in your own lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mate, I mean, I'm sure you're incredibly talented singer, and I have so many friends that I've met over the years and that I have now that have slipped through the ropes and haven't, for whatever reason, had the success that I did have. But there's no difference in me. The only difference is I got the break, and I got a little bit of extra luck. and it came to me. I have friends that I work with now that I'm like, how the hell have you not made it? It's like it's crazy, but that's the business, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's so changing all the time. Like you said, I've met people. I mean, I'm an all right singer, and I love it, and I've been doing it for 30 years. But I meet people and think, oh my god, how are you not living in like a 7-bedded property in Malibu or something like with that voice?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I do find that like, there are, because I work with a lot of young artists and mentor a lot of artists now, and I do see the personality traits of success in a way. And I see it when it's not there. And, one thing that I definitely know I have and have always had since I was a kid is that unflinching belief and drive, because to make it in this business, you have to be able to get up again, because you're going to get knocked back so much. And more often than not, you're not going to make it, you know what I mean? But I never, ever had that in my head. It was like, no, I am going to make it. There was no other, I never had a backup plan or anything like that,
It was just
like, this is my path and that is what's happening, and I see that in kids sometimes when I'm working with young artists, and I always think that's what you need. It's like the eye of the tiger, or that passion for, that's the other thing, is the passion for it. I mean, it's like ever since I can remember, like since I was a baby, that is my waking thought, is music. It's like,
it's in your DNA, mate, with your parentage, to be fair.
I guess so. I guess it is. But then, I do love it. And I still, even after all these years and the ups and downs I've had in the business, and I still, you could get bitter, couldn't you? I can't, because it's like, I just love it too much. It's like, I can't pass a guitar without picking it up. That's kind of where I am with music, and I think you have to have that, with a sprinkling of luck and fairy dust, to be able
right place, right time, or right, not what you know, it's who you know. But I think as well, it's how you rate your success. If your success is only living in a 7-bedded, like mansion in Malibu, then maybe a lot of people aren't going to get that. But if your success is doing something you love and you're passionate about that brings you joy, and then sharing that, then the journey is part of the the journey is the destination anyway, isn't it, really? You're meeting amazing people, you're doing everything you love to do. So whether there's one person touched by it in an audience of 7, or 5,000 people dancing in a Glastonbury gig, you're still going to get moved the same, because you're sharing your joy, right?
Totally, yeah. I mean, for me, now my kind of definition of success has changed drastically. I mean, I'm 50 years old. I'm a father of 3. So, if you'd asked me,
I was not because of the 50, but being a father of 3.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're all moving out now. It's great.
Okay.
No, if you asked me when I was 19 what my definition of success, it would be hits, success in the music industry, sell out concerts, all that. But now, if you ask me what my definition of success is, to me, it's like a kind of everyday balanced happiness. Because I think that is more important than any of the kind of unreal stuff that we try and pursue.
Absolutely.
So,
a friend of mine was saying he's like a superly successful musician, and like backing vocalists and stuff. He's worked with everyone, and he was just saying, I was kind of saying to him, like, did you not ever want to be like in the front? Because like he's got Cher, Olivia Newton-John, like everyone. And he said, no, he goes, I've just loved doing what I'm doing. He goes, and fame has claimed a lot of people.
No, it's true.
I love what I'm doing. That's it. My journey's amazing.
What's that documentary? Is it 30 Seconds from Stardom? Have you seen that?
No,
I think it's something like 30 minutes from stardom, 30 seconds. Anyway, it's something like that. And it's about all the great backing vocalists over the years, and the ones that should have made it, like Darlene Love, who was like the backing vocalist for like the Supremes and all those old Phil Spector albums, and the Crystals, those kind of things. She was the voice of all that. And she, all of these people that had been through the success of certain artists. And been instrumental in the success of those artists, and seen it all and been there, but had never actually got the fame. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's an amazing documentary. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, I need to check that out.
Yeah. You should. It's great.
But it's doing what you love at the end of the day. So what are I mean, you're topping the charts again, young man, with your incredible music and talent. Like, how do you? I mean, are you kind of focusing more on that, like, on being kind of instrumental in mentoring others, or are you still doing everything, like everything you want to do? Would you
And
do
I'm
acting?
still. I mean, yeah. I now and again I do a little bit of acting. Over the years, I've kind of dabbled in it. Buddy Song was the only film that I, starred in as a lead role in a motion picture. But I've done little bit parts in a few films. Played myself in quite a few little things here and there. I've done quite a lot of musical theatre now.
Okay, cool.
Played
Because
Joseph a couple of
isn't
times.
there one called The One musical?
Well, that's something I've written actually, and that's where you mentioned the song "Hindsight," which is #1 in the Heritage charts at the moment as we speak. That is from from the musical "The One." Yeah, so that's something I'm hoping to get onto a stage at some point.
Okay, so in London or in the States or everywhere?
I'm world domination.
The world, darling, the
world. Even Mars and the Moon. Why not?
Margate Pier, we don't care.
Margate, I won't go that far.
Oh, amazing, man! So you've written a whole musical.
Yeah.
What's it based on?
Well, it's funny. Musicals are they're behemoths in a way. You start with a little idea and they become this huge thing. Yeah. And I started writing it with a friend of mine, Charlton Pettis, who is the guitar player with Tears for Fears and an amazing singer-songwriter and producer himself. And it was based on an idea that on my own kind of early beginnings, basically. So It's about a young guy who has a big hit and then basically fucks up his life and then comes back in. But that's where it all started.
Tops the charts 20 years later.
And it comes back and tops the charts with a song called Hindsight. It's something like that, yeah. But you see, it started like that. But then it became this other thing, and of course, it's now in 2 times lines, and it's set in a pub in Leicester, and it's basically a coming home story, and there's a love story in it, and it's like it was a really fun experience writing it, and it was like 5 years of my life, really, in and out of gigs and all the other stuff I was doing, but a kind of love project, and which came to fruition through lockdown because I had the time, and ended up because we couldn't get it. We almost, were getting it onto theatres in England. We did, a great workshop at the London School of Musical Theatre. Okay. We had a director, we had producers and investments and stuff like that. And then this little virus came along and blew it all out of the water. So we decided through lockdown to record the music for the album of the musical. So we cast this amazing group of people from Kevin Sim, who's an old mate of mine, who's an incredible singer from Liberty X, and he won The Voice. To my mate Thomas Jules, who was the lead singer of Rudimental, and a bunch of great musical theatre singers, and we put the album together. But they were all singing in their cupboards and and kitchens and things like that, and we were just putting it together here in LA. So great project, and at the moment it's only released on my YouTube account.
Yeah, I've seen that, all the tracks there. I think possible movie. I mean, the new West Side Story, maybe.
Well, you know what, we're talking about that. I'd love to. It's hard to get something like that off the ground, obviously, but I am in the right town for that. So,
and with that passion and direction and that
unwavering eye of the tiger.
Fantastic, man. That would be amazing. I'll definitely be going to the cinema in Cancun to watch that. That's
I hope it makes Cancun, man. I hope it does.
Yeah, that'd be bloody amazing. You have to come here and do an opening or something.
Exactly. We'll do a little, questions and answer before the film.
Absolutely. And I know you're super busy and you're super pressed for time, but Boxset The Complete Picture, all the albums from 1991 to 2012, I believe.
Yes, which is
that's available at the moment, right?
Yeah, that's literally just come out, and that's what I've been spending the last kind of 6 months putting together and promoting. So, that was a fun experience, going back into the vaults and finding old demos of Buddy songs, or even songs that didn't make it onto that record, and then I do realise that a lot of people only know me for that one song, but it's been nice to kind of, delve into other projects, as in the interim period. I have a wonderful fan base that I'm very grateful for, that have come along with me, through the years, and they obviously know all the albums that I've put out since then. But it's been nice to talk to people such as yourself about all the other music that I've put out over the years. As I said earlier, once an artist, always an artist. I do get people talk when they meet me or on social media saying, why didn't you ever do any other music? Well, I did.
I only ever did that one track. I'm just, what can I say?
Yeah. And then they follow it up with, well, you should just get it on the radio. Why don't you just go and do Top of the Pops?
Yeah, it's never quite that easy, is it? I remember, I mean, now it's a little bit better because, the internet has been a kind of a blessing and a curse. I remember in the 90s, if you wanted people in Leeds to hear your song, you had to slap it up to Leeds, do a 3-song PA in some dodgy-ass nightclub where everyone was eased off their face anyway, in the hope that they will remember your group and your music the next day. They wouldn't, so you had to go back again 2 months later to do another. And that was, whereas now, I can record something, go for a wee, and I've sold an album in Ethiopia.
Yeah, you are right. There is it's definitely in our hands more, which is, I think, wonderful as an artist to be able to do. God, when I first started in early 90s, it was like the only real way to get noticed, as you said, was gigging. A lot because you got to get the right ears at the right time, but also sending those cassettes, that's my days, cassettes off to record labels. I've got plenty of letters of people saying, we like what you're doing, but it's not quite right for our label. That
I remember they said something like 200,000 people a year go for a record deal and only 200 get one. And I remember I'd had one record deal with BMG, and I was just going to sign up with Gary Davis's record label called Music or something like that. And I remember just being going around offices of A&R guys and just looking, and there were bins of cassettes and photos, and where people had highly decorated the envelope to get a little bit. And I think, oh my God,
you got to bedazzle it. You got to bedazzle it.
Really, I was like, oh my God, how lucky to get the two, really. It was pretty interesting, but it's a different world though, mate, now, to be fair. But
it is. I mean, if you don't have, over 1 million subscribers on, social networks somewhere, then, it's very, very hard to even, get through the door nowadays.
Yeah, completely. And then if you get through the door, they want you to come with the package already finished, right? It's got to be exactly the sound they want. And it's like, well, why don't you just get a producer to produce it how you want it?
It's true. The A&R has changed drastically now. I mean, there are still record labels that do, develop artists. If they get them young enough, because I guess that's what happens, you get discovered on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is, and then they sign them up early days and develop. But it's rare. And most of the time with record deals now, they just kind of, they take what is already recorded, like, your Billie Eilishes of the world, basically that record was done. That first record, that she recorded it in her bedroom with her brother. But that's the kind of fairy tale ending or beginning that doesn't happen very often.
No, but there's something for everyone, right? And if you're enjoying the journey, then that's the main thing. Whatever happens from then is bloody amazing, to be fair.
No, absolutely. And you got to, as we talked about earlier, you got to follow your passions, and that's what I say to my kids. So I don't care if you want to be a doctor, work in a restaurant, or you want to be a pop star, or whatever it is you want to do, acting, whatever. If you don't have the passion for it, then don't follow it. And if you don't love it, don't do it.
So what does the future hold? What is coming up next for you? Apart from pushing the musical and box sets, are you doing more? Are you still working on new material, new albums, tours?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been this busy, to be honest with you.
Really?
It's I guess after the lockdown, everyone's kind of chomping at the bit. So I have gigs coming out of every corner. I literally could be gigging every night at the moment, which is great, obviously. So I've got touring this year, and I'm spending a lot of time in the UK. I've got the box set, the musical. I've got a podcast that I'm doing, which is taking off now as well, called Ferguson Harrington Hawkes. This is like a chat show. And I've got a new album, which is due for release in the summer. So, yeah, lots happening.
Well, hopefully, if you get time to come back when your album's out, we can do a little 10-minute promo and tell everyone about it. Underneath here, this way, I always forget which way it's going, is going to be a list of everywhere that you can find Mr. Hawkes, where you can follow, support, like, love, share, and comment. So we will have that going on. I just want to thank... Have you got 2 minutes spare?
Yes, mate.
Okay, look, I just want to do this thing. This is the way for my 13 fans and 3 whippets to get to know you in a more intimate fashion. This is called Quickfire. Oh. I'm going to throw at you 2 words. They're very simple. Nothing is too particular. And you tell me the one that resonates with you in that moment. For example, I might say mornings or night.
Right, okay. Okay. Was that the first one, or is that just an example?
That was just an example. I mean, I'm not going to use that one now because I've used it as an example. So
I want to answer it now.
Okay, go on.
Because I know we're supposed to be quickfire, but if you asked me as a young man, I would have said nights for sure, because I was definitely, up recording and stuff like that. These days, maybe it's because I'm getting older, I'm up at 5, 6 in the morning, hiking in the canyons. Oh, yeah. It's
Mate,
funny.
I'm impressed. I'm too old for that business. I'm 49, so I'm just a step behind you, and I'm just like, oh my God, I love my bed more than I've ever loved my bed. It's like my safe space. Okay, anyway, this is literally 4 or 5.
Right.
This is Chesney Hawkes. This is your quickfire. Fruit or veg?
Fruit.
Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Netflix or Disney Channel?
Netflix.
Rainy days or snow?
Rainy days.
Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry's?
Oh, that's a good one.
Getcha.
You got me on the edge there, mate. I'm going to go Ben & Jerry's. It's got to be fresh food.
Okay. Wow, controversial. Endless money or true love?
True love.
Pajamas or naked?
Naked.
Sunshine or moonlight, or would you rather blame it on the boogie?
Sunshine.
Perfect. Chesney Hawkes, thank you so much. Mate, thank you so much for being part of my show. I'm super chuffed because I was a super huge fan. I was so just behind you, but I was up and coming singer. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be him when I grow up in a year's time. It's been amazing to have you on my show. I'm so super chuffed. And I think I'm kind of feeling spiritually that the future might be like a collaboration with Jaden Cornelious.
Oh, I see it happening, mate. I see it happening.
And if you ever get a chance when your new album comes out, I'd love you to come back and chat and let's kind of talk about it and play some bits of it. It'll be amazing.
All right, mate. You got it.
Chesney Hawkes, thank you so much. You're a diamond geezer.
No, thanks very much, mate. I'm a diamond geezer hammer, so come on, you irons. West Ham all the way.
We'll catch up soon. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.
Cheers, Jaden. Enjoy the jungle.
Bye. See, how bloody amazing is that man? Amazingly lovely, amazingly talented. I knew you'd like him. That's why I invited him on my show, because I only have the best people on the Jaden Show. What an amazing guy. Please make sure you are following and supporting all of his social media platforms and music download platforms. You need to be checking out all of his music, supporting, liking, sharing, and telling everyone about him, because he's a super amazing talent. Thank you so much for being part of this show. We're not over. We're not finishing just yet, because I want to show you another little bit of music, another video by the wonderful Mr. Chesney Hawkes. Check this out.
I'd never keep you waiting, I'd always have your back, never make you cry, 'cause I live to make you laugh. This time I do it right. In hindsight, I'd say I love you and never let you go. Listen to you, share my coat when you get cold. You might still love me tonight. In hindsight, no matter where I go, you're always on my mind. It's amazing what you know. In hindsight, I can't give up your goal. I broke your heart. I couldn't see just how beautiful you are. I see it now in hindsight. I know I should've introduced you to my friends. Instead I stood you up over and over again. Always had to be right in hindsight. No matter where I go, you're always on my mind. It's amazing what you know in hindsight. I can't give up your ghost, no matter how I try. It's amazing what you know in hindsight. I was young, the time wasn't right. I didn't know you were the love of my life. I know it now in hindsight. No matter where I go, you're always on my mind. It's amazing what you know in hindsight. I can't give up your ghost, no matter how I try. It's amazing what you know in hindsight. It's amazing what you know in hindsight.
Well, and now the end is near, and so I face the final canción. Listen, it's come to the end of another wonderful Jaden show. I am leaving the show super pumped, super buzzed. What a wonderful, wonderful time I've had today. And it ain't over yet, because you not only have you had 2 songs from Chesney Hawkes, but now, lucky you, you're going to get a song from Jaden Cornelious. Oh my goodness, it's like Christmas and Easter rolled into one. Am I wrong? You tell me. Leave a comment, like, share, please subscribe, please tell all your friends to subscribe, and I will see you next Sunday on The Jaden Show. Take care, kids.
You gotta let go, baby. I've tried to listen, to not get in the way, but I can feel your sadness. It's the second time this week I've wiped away the tears. Ain't nothing new about this. I've tried to be patient, but you're losing touch. I can say what you wanna hear, but I care too much. Oh baby, it's time to say goodbye. Oh really, can't you see it's right? Now you gotta let go, baby. You must be going crazy if you think that after all this time he can learn to respect you. You gotta let go, baby. You must be going crazy, cause if you don't get on with your life, you could be the one left behind. You gotta let go, baby. I know you think you are the victim, but I think you like to live in this hell. Cause so many times you said you were gonna leave him, and but you didn't. You punish yourself. You try to move on, but it's all that you know. You're scared to lose everything, afraid to let go. Baby, it's time to say goodbye. I know you know it's right. Now you gotta let go, baby. You must be going crazy if you think that after all this time he can learn to respect you. You gotta let go, baby. You must be going crazy, 'cause if you don't get on with your life, you could be the one left behind. You gotta let go, baby. You gotta let go now, baby. You gotta let go, baby. This time he can learn to respect you. You gotta let go, baby. You must be going crazy, 'cause if you don't get on